Yeah, see, I don't really consider it stealing from the checkout line. I think I'm just like claiming my lost labor, claiming my lost tips and checks. How we doing tonight, birds? How we doing? Okay, I think we can do a little better. I said, how are we doing tonight, birds? That's what the fuck I'm talking about. I like that energy. I'm not gonna match it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have made y'all do that. Quick show of hands. How many people listen to the radio? Like FM radio, not AM. Really? That's more than I was expecting. Wow, that's actually quite surprising. Okay. Well, for the rest of you, you seem like good folks. So I'm gonna let you all in on a little secret. They still do play on the radio. Like they still do play music and things. Mostly commercials, but they still do have that. Not only that, they still have all those like radio contests. It's like if you're the 7th caller, you'll win tickets to this thing. I won a lot of free shit because nobody's listening. I usually call. They're like, "Oh, it's you." Yeah, it's callback 6 more times and it's yours. You might be wondering why I'm telling you this, why I'm letting you in on this secret. That's better. Thank you, Scott. Well, you can only attend so many Jason Derulo concerts. It's a good venue. Make sure you guys all tip your wait staff and your bartenders tonight. I also want us to give a shout out to the cooks back there. Shout out to the cooks. Compliments to the chef. People usually say like compliments to the chef. It's like the 50-year-old crackhead back there. It's like, I said what I said, motherfucker. Seriously though, line cooks deal with a lot of bullshit. I would know, because I have been a line cook for many years now. This one time, the server came back and told me that a customer wanted to speak to me. The second I hear that, the second that they're pulling me from the line, I know it's some bullshit. So I go out there, and it's a white lady, because, of course. I'm like, what does this white lady want? And all she asked me is if I'm angry today, if I'm upset. And I'm like, why? What's the point? Why are you asking me this? And she said, well, my food tastes really bitter. And I think it's because you transferred your anger into the food. I can feel that negative energy sprinkling onto the food. First of all, that's called seasoning. And second of all, that's bullshit. Because if anybody's ever been to Waffle House at the hours of whenever, everybody knows that Waffle House cooks are some of the most unhappy people on earth. If you pull up and that cook is in the back smoking a joint, stressing about all his unpaid child support, he's gonna come in and cook you the best goddamn hash browns, eggs, and bacon you've ever had. Without fail, every time. I used to work at Waffle House. That was actually my first job. And there's so many stories you can tell. There was one time I was working on Christmas because, we were 24/7, 365, open every single day of the year. And Christmas night, there was a group of about 20 to 30 people who came in at about 2:30 in the morning from the moon, of all places. And whenever they told me that they were coming from the moon, I wasn't sure if they were talking about the nightclub or if they legitimately came down from the rock that is ever so close to us. Because these people were on every drug in the Dare catalog. Like, I swear. I was like, where did y'all come from? This man just looks at me and says, the moon. Sorry. Crazy. When I'm not being a line cook, I'm an aspiring businessman. I have a few ideas that I'd like to pitch to you, if you would ever so humor me. My first idea is that I want to create a spot where people can hang out in NASCAR races, get a little bit of downtime, get some time to chill, you know. I'm gonna call it the brake pad. One person at the bar really liked that. The rest of you gave the appropriate reaction. My next idea is I want to just stay in the restaurant business. You know, I have a lot of experience there. And I want to open up my own restaurant that sells wings. And I'm gonna call it Icarus's Hot Wings. Because if anybody's a fan of Greek mythology, you know, I want to have one of those contests too, where you win a free shirt if you eat this wing that's very spicy. If you eat all of the wings that are very spicy, it's going to be called the Too Close to the Sun Challenge. Yeah. My third idea, and my personal favorite, is that I want to branch into the coffee business. You know, I'm not doing this lightly. I want to compete with Starbucks. The catch is, all of the baristas are going to be Jewish men. And it's going to be called Hebrews. Sometimes people get really worried when I start that one, because they're like, oh, is he about to go a Kanye West route with this? Like, where's he going? No, don't worry, I'm not going there. Yeah. You know, if you're willing to invest in my ideas, you know, if you want to be my Mark Cuban to my Shark Tank, please meet me after the show. I will talk about all of my financial instability with all of you. Oh shit. I haven't drank that much, don't worry. I don't smoke weed anymore. Real left turn, right? I don't do that anymore, which is weird for a line cook, I know, but it's one of those decisions I had to make. You know, you realize your limitations as a person, and one of my limitations is that I'm a real one-hit wonder. You know, I can't function whenever I get on the devil's lettuce, the ganja, the cannabis, if you will. See, whenever I smoke weed, I make really irrational decisions. One time I smoked weed, I actually ended up spending about $30 at Taco Bell. And like, I'm sorry, but if you think about how far $30 goes at Taco Bell, that's enough to feed a small village. This other time I smoked weed, top 10 most stressful time of my life. I went to Checkers, and I got in the drive-thru. And you know, when you're sober, the Checkers drive-thru is already stressful enough. I was high. So I go in the drive-thru, ordering food, and don't judge me for this order, but normally I get 2 plain hot dogs, fries, and a drink. You might be thinking, why are you eating your hot dogs plain? What kind of fucking weirdo is this? See, the truth is, at Checkers, if you don't order your hot dogs plain, they're gonna put both ketchup and mustard on it. You can tell them only ketchup, but they're not gonna listen. I don't like mustard, okay? I'm a child, all right? So I go in the drive-thru, I make my order, guy comes on the speaker box. At this point, I'm starting to sweat more than I already have. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting worried. Can you just read back my order to me? I want to make sure I have it right. So I think, okay, I'm just going to drive up to the window. I'm going to talk to somebody in person. I'm going to make sure this is right. Person comes out the window. Asks, hey, can you just read back my order to me? I just want to make sure I have it right. Guy comes out the window. At this point, I just freak out and I drive off. And you know, they always say, check your food before leaving a drive-thru. Because whenever I got my bag, they gave me 2 hot dogs with no bun, because I guess plain means no bun. They were just like wrapped in little sheets of paper, and they still had mustard on them. So, moral of the story is, fucking go to KFC or somewhere else. I don't know. But thank you guys.